Welcome to the Paradigm Shift, episode 65. Wow! Commitment, consistency, all of it. Love it so much. Waiting for our partner in crime, the quantum quail, the articulate alligator, the sex 60-second man, Big Bad Dave Meltzer to hop on, and we're going to get rocking and rolling, and I personally can't wait. We have a very special guest coming on today. I'm excited for Nick to join us, so there's that. Oh, Big Dave in the house. There he is. Adorable applesauce, sexy salads, handsome sandwiches, all of it. Let's see what he looks like right now. Matty Mendoza, Big Nick, I see you on. We're going to bring you on in less than 5, brother, and I can't wait. Less than 5. Big Dave, bringing you on right now. Let's do this. The blessed bat, the sex giraffe octopus. Yeah. What are you so giddy about, you giddy goose?
Hey, I just got back from Vegas. We were at my daughter's 21st birthday, and with 22 people there, it went off with no hitches. So that's not easy to do in Las Vegas these days. And we even got home in time. We were pressing the envelope of productivity this weekend. We trusted the fact that we get home in time, but we've already done so much today. Now we have a baseball party in about an hour and a half. So we're on fire.
Yeah, you are on fire, and you never look more handsome in your entire life. You're glowing.
Nice. Very good. What do you got for me today, Craigie Poo?
First of all, it's so good to see you. I had a lot of fun yesterday with the live coaching session.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. It was a great session, I thought.
Yeah, man, you're amazing. And people just had such great feedback, and we were able to pour into the audience of what it's like to be a hot seat coach, what it's like to be hot seat coached, and a lot of nuggets coming their way of things that have made substantial differences in our lives. So thank you for doing that. It's always an honor when you take your time. And speaking of time, let's remind people, how many times have we done this in a row?
65, Big Dave.
65 times in a row without a miss. That's what we're about. We'll switch around the times to make sure it happens, but we're going to make sure it's a priority. When you make something a priority, it definitely happens.
100%. And we got a special guest coming on in a couple minutes. One of your favorite teams, the Chargers, former player, all about the fitness, and we're going to get rock and roll. Before we bring him on, I got one for you. You ready for me?
I'm ready, buddy.
The big difference between good and bad habits, Big Dave. Tell us what you mean.
Yeah, well, the difference is that good habits, we expect to have immediate results. Bad habits, we expect never to get a result. And results, outcomes take 100% of the time to get to. An outcome gets 100% of the time. So regardless of how long it's going to take you to get to 100% of the outcome, what happens is we have aggregate effect for the majority of the time that's unnoticeable. So knowing that our effect or our outcomes are unnoticeable until we get to 90% of the way there. Now, 90% of the way there could be in 4 minutes. It could be in 4 days. It could be in 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years, or 40 years. But bad habits and good habits are actionable in the same way because it takes 90% of the time to get to a result that's noticeable or to be aware of a result. Why is that significant? Because whether it takes 4 minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, or 40 years, regardless, when we have a good habit, we expect an immediate result. Therefore, exponentially, the more time that passes by without seeing a result, the higher the statistical success that we will quit. Not only because we doubt ourselves, but the doubt is reinforced by other people laughing at us, scoffing at us, making fun of us, and telling you can't do it. Now, it's even more dangerous, Craig, with the negative behavior. Because negative behavior, once again, no matter how long 100% of the bad result that is going to occur from the negative behavior, it takes 90% of the time until we notice any type of result. This is significant because not only do people quit when they're doing good things, but they don't quit the bad things because they don't notice the results. And therefore, it's almost too late when they say to themselves, I've been drinking for 18 years, never have missed a day of work. And then we start seeing a little bit of a change after 18 years. And then it doubles again in 19 years. And then by 20 years, you may be in jail or dead because you have a drinking problem. These are the things that happen with good and bad behavior. And I want everyone to know that regardless of how long it takes to get to 100% of the way there, it will take you 90% of the way to see or notice or be aware of any result. So good behaviors have infinite patience. Bad behaviors, remember, a bad behavior, one day it's a mistake, 2 days you're forming a new habit. You don't want to get to 90% of the way there before it's too late.
You really are the cutest caterpillar. I mean, the perfect combination of articulation, quantum, and just all of it, buddy. I love that, and for the audience, it's very valuable. It's a slippery slope, but so true. Always dropping nuggets and gems on this Saturday afternoon. We're gonna bring on the ninja Nick Hardwick right now.
Nice.
Yeah, and happy birthday to Mia.
Happy birthday to Mia. She's still in Vegas celebrating at the Chain Smokers at the Encore Beach Party, but we came home to do this and other fun things. And Father's Day is tomorrow. I want to wish everyone a happy Father's Day. To bring Nick on here. And there he is. Look at that man. He's even more fit than you. What happens to offensive linemen when they quit playing? Holy moly, man, is he good looking.
We just melt down.
Yeah.
It's like a candle. You just melt away.
You and Jonathan Ogden, buddy. You have melted away.
Exactly. There's a bunch of offensive linemen, and I'm really happy to be a part of a movement now that it seems that it's the thing to do when you're done. We've normalized getting small again, which is a fantastic wave to be on.
Oh, dude, me and Craig appreciate anything you can do for the small people of the world. Trust me, any way that you can do, you know, Craig's the only human being smaller than I, and we are so appreciative. Thank you.
Hardest cat in this room. I'm definitely not the most handsome, and now for sure I'm not the most physically fit. But Nick, it's so great to connect to you, brother. I'm a fan. Thank you for joining us today.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for having me. Super cool. David, what you were talking about, the effects of the negative behaviors and the good behaviors. For me, my old quarterback, Phillip Rivers, used to have an expression. It was a Southern thing that was basically, he called it the frog in hot water. You know, you put a frog in hot water and that frog jumps right out. And it's like, you ain't going to boil me today, but you put it in lukewarm water and it splashes around, it's having fun. And now that water, you turn it up on it and eventually it's boiling, but that thing before it knows any better, it's boiled itself to death. So that's the negative behaviors that you don't realize until you get 90% of the way there. And now it's a little bit too late and you're boiling to death, unfortunately.
What a great analogy. And there's so many ways we could take this conversation. Obviously, I want to be respectful for everyone's time. It's Saturday afternoon. Nick, it's no secret that fitness is your thing right now, and you're helping so many people with the transformation and stuff like that. And I was doing my homework, and I saw one thing that you're really big on is having your clients take a full week off every 6 weeks. And I wanted to ask you, do you do that for physical purposes, like so the body can rebuild and so forth, or is that more for the mindset to rebuild and kind of rejuvenate, or maybe a hybrid of both?
Yeah, it's both. And some clients need a break because they're going so hard that their body needs to reset. And a lot of the clients that I deal with are weight loss clients anyhow. So it's kind of the concept of the diet break, which really shortens down the race that they're running. So if you come in and you're trying to adopt a new lifestyle and you're trying to get healthy and I want to lose weight and I want to get fit, most people come in and they're really excited to begin with, but they're realizing that these new habits they're trying to adopt and the new foundation they're trying to lay down, it takes a mental toll on them. And if they start out and say they're 35 years old, they go, I've got to maintain this pace for 55 years until I'm 90 years old. And then, you know, hopefully I want to live to be 100. So hopefully they've got ambitions of doing that. So they go, 65 years, I have to do this every single day of my life. And I kind of stole this from one of my good buddies, Pat Dossett's his name. He was a former Navy SEAL. And his whole deal was move the horizon. So you've got the chance to be able to move your own horizon, which then basically says, in the Navy SEAL world, it's, hey, get through this day, get through this training evolution, get through this set of push-ups that my BUDS instructor made me do. I'm going to do 20 push-ups right now, and that's all I can think about it. That's all I can process. But for a lot of clients coming in, basically it's a mental break, but it also, that week off, gives them a great chance to reestablish their metabolism, come back up to maintenance calories for a little bit, enjoy some more of the food, the socializing that they would not normally be partaking in when they were trying to create that calorie deficit. And then it also builds trust and confidence in themselves that when they're off of the diet, that they can now live a normal life and maintain their weight loss. So it serves a ton of different functions. And it actually, when they come back to the program or to the diet and they create that calorie deficit again, now their weight loss seems to expedite because they've reestablished their metabolism at a higher level, and then they can create that deficit easier. And so there's a lot of different functions, but I think the one that I find to be the most powerful is that they get experience, like a work release program, being in the real world. So it's a really cool thing for them.
Bang. Makes perfect sense to me. Dave, before you go in, I just wanted to say, he said he wants to live to 100, but you want to live a lot longer than that, am I right?
Well, I was going to tell Nick, he said that. That's the first comment I was going to make is I sat with Diane Cannon. I was blessed to share my Lakers seats with her right there in the front row next to Magic and in the Lakers bench. And I told her one day, I said, I want to live to 111. You see, I was born on January 11th at 111, and she got teary-eyed. And I said, what's the matter, Diane? She said, you're the last person on earth I thought would limit themselves. She said, David, what if technology allows us to live to 1,000 years, and for the next 50 years, you're telling everyone, doing everything, saying, believing, and thinking everything at a horizon, a limitation, you're going to give up 889 years because you're limiting yourself. So I'll tell Nick Hardwick today, man, don't limit yourself. You're going to live to over 100. And trust me, if looking like that, you might live to over 1,000, but that's okay. And then secondly, I think one of the key components in business, because I compare entrepreneurship to dieting, because it requires an enjoyment of a consistent, persistent pursuit of your own potential, right? When you're 54 years old, like I am, I have a different potential even than I had when I was 25 myself, but let alone looking at other 54-year-olds or 65-year-olds or 32-year-olds. And so I think it's really important what you're teaching by changing the horizon. It's an idea that, hey, I'm going to teach you how to do this for life.
Yes.
And that's a big part of dieting and nutrition is, hey, look, if what I'm telling you doesn't work for you already, it's not going to work for life. And we might as well not waste our time. And so I love the approach of allowing them to say, hey, let's create a program that you can do for life. And we will modify it as you get older. And, I just had, I work with the Optimal Health System guys, the MBA, health guys, and they were talking about micro tears. When you get over 50, they have an entire different workout than my standard back and by, chest and tri, legs and shoulders that I grew up on as an average Division III football player. But more importantly, it makes sense, right? With the recovery that happens when you're 54 compared to 24, I have to do more consistent micro tearing and recovery in a different way. So I just want to point out to everyone, when it comes to things like this, ask yourself, when someone's helping you, hey, I can't do that for life, and allow an expert like Nick to say, fair enough, man. If you can't do this, let's modify it because it's more important you do this for life than to do nothing at all. And I think that's what Nick, your program and your teachings and coaching really help people build a new life for themselves, not just some sort of fad diet that allow them for 6 weeks to look good for their kid's wedding.
That's gold.
100%. 100%. The one thing that I preach right out the gate with all clients is sustainability. If you can't see yourself maintaining this for the next 10 or 20 years, we're going too fast, too hard. Because it really is about sustainability. And I'm even super conscious of the way that I work out, mostly because I know the damage that I've already undertaken with my body. 11 years in the league, 3 years of college football. Like, I've rode hard and put away wet, guys. I've had 11 surgeries. I've had 2 on my right foot, 2 on my right ankle, 3 knees, 2 shoulders, 2 elbows. So I'm really conscious about how I treat myself, because I do, as a 40-year-old man, I think I wake up out of bed like most normal general population 60-year-old men, just with the damage that I've already inflicted. And believe me, it was worth it. It was a hell of a good time. I would do it all over again if they asked me tomorrow. I would definitely do that over again. But I am conscious about the sustainability of my own training program. And then I try to reflect that in the programs that I write for everybody else. Is you've got to be, yes, we have to push to grow, but we're really looking for minimal effective dose out of our workouts. And we want to stay, and that's a really hard concept for people that are super eager beaver to get into it is, you know, hey, you've been on the back burner with your fitness program for 2 years. Let's not come in and tear the roof off of this thing and be so sore for a week that now everything is very difficult and challenging and our body's just completely inflamed. Let's stair step this thing as much as we can. And then when we get to a place where you're pushing now your maximum recoverable volume, like you can't recover fast enough to get into your next workout, now it's time to take that break. And then let's bring it back down as our sensitivity to the inputs, the stimulus is going to be increased. I kind of liken it to, you know, if you're a coffee drinker, if you take 3 weeks off of coffee, that first cup's going to hit you pretty hard. Well, 2 weeks later, here I am drinking 400 milligrams of caffeine. It's like, it's not doing anything for me anymore. Where that 80 milligrams before it was doing, it's like, that's how I like to treat a lot of stimulus is give them chances to reestablish, to reset, and then bring them back up.
Yeah, this is awesome because it's universal. It's applicable for really anything in life to kind of reset.
Yes.
And build back that tolerance, so to speak. Another thing that you talk about often, Nick, and I think this is going to be great for Dave also, because it's not just for fitness, it's where you're at in life, is the power of acceptance, right? Of accepting where you are so that you can take that quantum leap forward. Is that right?
Yeah, like a deep acceptance of where you are. Even if you're not super thrilled with where you are or you want more, it's that there's the duality of thought, right? That you can hold that as I'm accepting where I am, and I have to completely accept where I'm at, because otherwise, if I don't completely accept, then I'm going to lie to myself a little bit. And then I'm going to allow lies to come into my life about where I'm at and what I really want to get to. So the line that I use with myself all the time is I'm not as good today as I will be tomorrow. But I'm completely accepting where I'm at today. And that really, when I accept it, it allows me to reflect on my day and all those little moments in my day that I either had an opportunity to impact somebody's life, whether coaching or my kids' lives or my wife. And what were those interactions all like? Were they positive interactions? And I get to reflect on all of those moments and I get to go, could have made some improvements there, could do a little bit better there. But if I don't accept that I'm a flawed human, that I'm not perfect now, but I'm working towards perfection, knowing that I'll never get there, and that's okay. But I get to reflect on those. And then the next day, I get to make improvements. And so it's always going to be, I'm completely honest with where I'm at now, and I'm good with where I'm at now, but I'm also damn sure going to work to make improvements tomorrow. So by the time I am 111 or 126, I can't wait to see how good I'm going to be by then, because I continue to make strides and improvements.
Dave, this is your frequency, this topic.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, that first awareness that Nick's talking about is what I call the law of gravity. The law of gravity must exist before you can move forward or pursue your potential. Your potential, right, is in the pursuit of. I am blessed to be friends with Chris Gardner, who did the movie Pursuit of Happiness, and I always tease him and Will Smith. You guys got it backwards. They're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm all, happiness is the pursuit. There is no pursuit. There is no pursuit of the happiness. You're happy when you pursue. Therefore,
Yes.
the law of gravity states I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. That's to me acceptance. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be today. But I want to be better tomorrow. So then after the law of gravity, then I imply the law of Goya, which something most NFL stars like Nick do every day. And it's been the biggest blessing in most people's life. The law of Goya is get off your ass, right? But you can't get off your ass unless you institute the law of gravity that you believe you're exactly where you are supposed to be today. The world's spinning and hurling at such a rate. Why the heck aren't I flying off of the earth? Because I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. but I want to get better, right? I have faith that I'm being protected and promoted. And so therefore I'm going to institute the law of Goya, which when you do that consistently and persistently in the pursuit of your potential, then you can institute the law of attraction, the law of allowance, the law of applying the why, that I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am worthy. What am I doing to interfere with what I already am? And that law of gravity of acceptance is crucial in that belief and that passion. And people like Nick are the people that give you the perspective to say, hey, you are happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. Let me help you figure out what you're doing to interfere with it. It's not that far away if we stay and pay attention and give the 5 levels of intention. I'm going to teach you not only to do what you need to do, but say what you need to say, think what you need to think, believe what you need to believe, and feel inspired, feel in spirit. Intellectual and intuition are all confirmations that you're clearing the interference. Those are what Nick does. And I know I say things in a different way, and that is my frequency. That's my neighborhood. And that's why I was so excited to get off this plane and talk to Nick today with you, Craig, because I know my frequency is my neighborhood, and this is the neighborhood I love living in.
This is awesome. It's how like blessed. This isn't work to me. I love this conversation. I know we can go on for another 2 hours, but in case the audience wasn't familiar with Nick beforehand, what's the best way for everybody not only to support you, but if they were interested, how can they work with you, brother?
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram, obviously Nick Hardwick, and then trainlikealignment.com is kind of my landing page if you want to reach out. And I love I don't really do this to make money. I made enough money playing in the National Football League, and we saved all of our money, and we've been very financially responsible. This is just, I love affecting people positively and empowering them and seeing what happens. The body's so amazing that when they feel the effects of all their positive behaviors taking hold, and like David said, they kind of align those and they get out of the way of interfering with themselves, and they feel how good they feel, then their whole life just kind of lines up. And when you see a client that it clicks, and now they've gone from like maybe melancholy or not optimistic to positive and optimistic and waking up every day with their hair on fire like we do, that to me is like the greatest win. It's just such a fantastic feeling for me to see them take over their life once again. And it's a really cool thing. So that's why I like to do this. It's not really about the money, although that's kind of a fun game for me, but I love working with people and impacting people.
Beautifully said, brother. So much love and respect for you. I can't wait to connect with you after. Dave, take us home with one final strange and intellectual nugget.
That's all I have, my friend, is that people like Nick Hardwick and Craig Siegel, they take people that are at dis-ease and they show them what they are doing to interfere with their ease. And it's that simple. And whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, whatever realm it is, we can all help each other with that in understanding and raising the awareness and the vibration and the frequency to help me in my mission of empowering over 1 billion people to be happy, to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. And even though you've done really well economically, don't discount. You can't give what you don't receive. So everybody, it's the quantitative value that Nick provides, and he should not feel bad ever about charging for saving people's lives and putting them at ease. I want to thank both of you. I love both of you. It's been way too long, Nick. It's great to see you.
Great to see you too. And I'm going to use that. What are you doing to interfere with your life? Like that to me that's a great concept that I love. It's taking that bottom off. You're doing all the things up here. How do we get these out of the way? And then, man, we're just moving now. Yeah. It's awesome. Awesome concept.
Nuggets. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this Saturday. Love you guys both. Have a great weekend and celebrate a great and well-deserved Father's Day, guys.
Thank you, guys.
You too. Thank you.
Talk to you soon, guys. Thank you.
Take care, boys. That was awesome. Great conversation.
That was awesome.
Episode 65 in the books. We'll be back next week for 66. Consistency, commitment, persistence, and we just want to serve, guys. Love you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Colleen in the house, Alaska, Alexandra, Rachie, everybody's out today. Yes, Big Jordan. Cynthia, you guys are on fire. I hope you got as much out of that conversation as I did. Nick is awesome. He's great people. He's changing lives. And obviously, Big Dave, the Paradigm Shift, episode 65. Essie, in the books. We'll be back next week for 66. And some surprises later on this week and some announcements, guys. If you're not already in the CLS, Stacy, yes, Stace. If you guys aren't already in the CLS Texas community, text the number on the bottom of the screen, totally free. Daily inspirational nuggets that we could all use. We know about physically fit, but we gotta stay mentally fit. You dig? I love you guys so much that it's concerning. Have a great weekend. Bye.